I am so excited to share these 3 recipes with you today. They are perfect for the Super Bowl coming up this weekend or anytime you are having a get together and you want something new to offer your guests or to take with you to a party. You will absolutely love these. The first 2 recipes I'm going to use wonton wrappers for, so I'm going to start out by getting those ready. I'm going to just take the wonton wrappers and cut them into 4s. So I'm going to start out by counting out the amount that I need, and then I'm just going to slice them into 4 equal pieces by doing it in half and then half again, and then these are going to be used to make our wonton cups. Now the second recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you actually called for the little mini phyllo cups, which you could absolutely do, which would be wonderful, but I decided to sub out the wonton wrappers since I was already making them for the first recipe, and that way I was buying less ingredients and using what I already had on hand. So you're just going to take these and press them into a mini muffin tray, spray them lightly with some olive oil, and then place them into a 350-degree oven for about 8 minutes or until they are lightly browned. While those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the little lime sour cream mixture that we're going to use in these cups. And so I'm going to start out by zesting an entire lime, and then I'm going to take half of that lime zest and add it to some sour cream along with some lime juice. Now the amount that you use of the lime juice is just really dependent on how bright you want that citrus flavor to be. So it's kind of personal preference, but I love it. I think it adds a lot of flavor to the shrimp. So I just went ahead and squeezed in half a lime into that sour cream and lime zest and gave that a good stir. I will have all of these recipes linked or typed out in my description box for you below so you have exact measurements, but for a lot of this I just eyeballed it. And then you're going to take the other half of that lime zest, and then to that you're going to add in some Cajun seasoning to your shrimp that you have peeled and deveined. I just buy mine frozen at Walmart, already peeled and deveined, and then I found this Cajun seasoning that we loved, and it was the only one I could find that didn't have sugar in it. So if you're trying to watch sugar, definitely give this one a try. If you like Cajun seasoning, it was really delicious. Then I'm just going to take that shrimp and add it into a pie plate. You can put it on any baking sheet that you like, but I just like to put them into a pie plate, and then I'm going to pop this into the 350-degree oven for about 8 to 10 minutes or until they are cooked. This is such an easy way to cook shrimp because you're not having to worry about flipping it, and it cooks really evenly and very quickly, not as quickly as it would be on the stove, but it's something that you don't have to keep your eye on, which I do really like. Here are the wonton wrappers when they come out of the oven. This is what you want them to look like, and you want to let them cool down before you add in your ingredients. And then here's that shrimp, perfectly cooked, nice and juicy and full of flavor. So now it's going to be really easy just assembling. I just use like a little teaspoon measure to help me put in some of the sour cream mixture into the bottom of the wonton cups because I didn't have anything like very small other than that to put it in there. But this is going to be your base. It's going to help hold the shrimp in the wonton cup and then also add that extra flavor. But it really does help it to stand up nicely in the cups. Just a little extra presentation, something fun to do if you're having people over. I do like when things look nice and cute. But anyway, so the next I'm just going to go in with that shrimp. I'm just using my tongs to kind of stand them up into the sour cream in the wonton cups, and then these are ready to serve. And I did want to mention that you can prepare the sour cream mixture and your shrimp, like season them, get them ready on whatever pan you're going to bake them on ahead of time, pop them in your refrigerator, and then put them in the oven. Well, not the sauce, but put the shrimp in the oven when you're ready to cook them. So this is something you can definitely have prepared ahead of time, which I love when I'm having company over. Another thing that I loved about this recipe that I don't know if you noticed or not, but it only uses 5 ingredients. You cannot beat that. So if you're looking for something that's really quick to throw together that your guests will love and only uses a few ingredients, you have to give this one a try. So the next way that we're going to utilize those wonton wrappers is with these chicken salad bites. I'm going to use the recipe that I found for this. You could use whatever recipe or whatever your favorite way of making chicken salad is, but I wanted to give this one a try. I thought it was interesting because it used pepperoncinis, and we have never had chicken salad that way, and my husband loved the addition of the pepperoncinis. He actually said that I could have used more. I only used 3 because I wasn't quite sure how much to put in there, but it did give it a great flavor. But what you want to do is just take those, if you are going to follow this recipe, and just thinly slice them so that way they can mix up throughout the chicken salad nice and evenly, and there's not like too big of chunks in it. So to the peppercini, I'm just going to add my shredded chicken. You could do leftover chicken, rotisserie chicken. I just cooked this in the crock pot. And then for seasoning, I just added some paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder, and some salt and pepper, but you can season this however you like. Again, this really is just what you enjoy. But we, like I said, really loved the addition of these seasonings with the pepperoncinis. I'm just going to give that a good toss, and then I decided to add in a little bit of mayo. Now you could do mayo, you could do blended cottage cheese. I love that for more protein in a chicken salad, or also Greek yogurt would be a great option, whatever you prefer. But I do recommend trying to get your chicken like finely shredded, because those wonton cups, or if you do follow the recipe and use the mini phyllo cups, they're small. So to get that in there nicely so it fits, it really does make the perfect little bite for your guests, but you do want that chicken finely shredded. It's going to make it a lot easier on you. So then your last step is so easy. You're just going to go ahead and fill those little cups up, and then you are ready to serve these. And like I mentioned, they're the perfect little bite. I love appetizers like this where someone can walk by and just like take one and pop it in their mouth, so they don't have to worry about plates if you don't want to. But this next one, you're going to think is just like some plain meatballs, but you have to try this recipe. It is absolutely incredible. We're going to start out by making the meatballs, and I'm going to start out by mincing some cloves of garlic. Now, if you didn't want to do this, you could just do garlic powder, but I was following the recipe and I love fresh garlic, so I'm going to go ahead and mince up 3 cloves of garlic, but you could do as much or as little as you'd like. And I'm just going to try to like mince that finely so that way it evenly disperses throughout the meat. Now, I found this recipe on TikTok, so I will type it out in my description box for you below, as well as leaving the name of the content creator that I saw that shared it. But you're going to start out with 1 pound of meat. She used ground chicken. I'm using ground turkey, but you can use whatever you have on hand or whatever you prefer. And then I'm just going to add in 1 egg and season it with some paprika, salt, pepper, and a little bit of onion powder. Then you're going to go in with some panko breadcrumbs and then your minced garlic. Now, if you weren't mincing the garlic, this is where you would add your garlic powder, and then just get in there and get everything mixed together well. This is also a recipe like the other ones that you can prep ahead of time, so that's what I did. I went ahead and made this mixture, covered it with some plastic wrap, popped it in my refrigerator, and then took it out when I was ready to cook the meatballs. So once I was ready to cook these, I just went ahead and lined my pan with some foil, and I'm just using my little cookie scoop to help me kind of measure out, if you will, the meatballs, and then I'm going to go back through and roll them so they are more even. But you can make these as big or as small as you want. I think for an appetizer it's nice to have these smaller. This would also make a great entree served with like some rice. So depending on what you're using it for, you want to base your size off of that. But then you're going to pop these in the oven at 375 degrees and cook them for about 12 to 15 minutes depending on the size of the meatball. But I did go ahead and flip them halfway through like she recommended. That way they kind of browned evenly on both sides. I was so excited to try this recipe because there are so many different like appetizer meatball recipes, like that one with the like barbecue and jelly and all those different ones. This one is like a really good combination of sweet and also a little bit spicy. So for the sauce, you're going to mix together some buffalo sauce, brown sugar, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and some salt and red pepper flakes. Now be careful with the red pepper flakes because for me, this was too much. It was very, very spicy. I mean, I could eat it, but it was really, really spicy. So you want to kind of dial that based on your spice preference, but then you're just going to place that on the stove, let it come to a simmer so that way all of those flavors can meld together and the brown sugar can dissolve into the liquid mixture. And then all you have to do is pop your meatballs in and you are ready to serve these. I just put them in a bowl just to show you, but you can put these also on a plate, have some toothpicks alongside, and they again will be the perfect like walk by, pop in your mouth appetizers for your guests. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing these recipes today. Let me know in the comments down below if you try any of them, and make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would love for you to join my YouTube family. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.